Today we're going to have a little look at mushrooms. These are mushrooms that I have grown in my back garden. These are the elm mushrooms, and these were given to me by the women at Eco Action. I'll put their website down below. These ones are the pearl mushrooms. Look how massive they're grown. Now, mushrooms need to be kept very, very moist. At first I tried to grow these and I wasn't giving them enough water. So a few times a day I need to get the hose and give them a little spray over. They like a little bit of a mist and keep them moist. They also like the dark. Mushrooms don't photosynthesize like plants, so they can grow in very, very dark spaces. Now underneath here, they have billions and billions of spores, okay? And spores are like the seeds that spread throughout the wild and create more mushrooms. Spores are so microscopic, they are tiny, so you can't really see spores unless you have a microscope. Now, mushrooms are part of the fungus family, okay? And there are millions and millions of different types of fungi on the planet. Things like mould, that might grow on old bread, or mildew that might grow in the corner of a damp room. They're also part of the fungus family. Now, mushrooms are actually 90% water. They may look like a solid, but they are made up of so much water. They're really, really good for you. Now, some of the earliest formations on Earth were spires. So before plants, there were these great mushroom-looking formations on the Earth, and scientists say they were also a fungus. Now, a little interesting fact about the history of mushrooms is that the ancient Egyptians believed that they were food of immortality. So the pharaohs were the ones that were allowed to eat the mushrooms, but the common people were not supposed to eat mushrooms. They were just for the royalty. Now, the reason that mushrooms are so important for the environment is that they help decompose matter into the soil. So old plant matter, things like branches and leaves that would fall off of trees, goes onto the ground. The mushroom's job is to help break down the old matter, and it turns it into carbon basically underneath the soil, and then more things can grow out of that beautiful soil. Without mushrooms, we just wouldn't be able to have plants living on the earth, because it is so important that they break down the old matter into the soil. So beetles and bugs that like to feed off wood are actually eating the mushrooms that are growing in the bits of old wood. Now, there are thousands and thousands of types of mushrooms, but we can't go and pick them out of the wild. They're not all edible, which means you can't eat them all. So you must be very, very careful and just eat the ones that you can buy at the shop. So just remember how important mushrooms are for the environment, and you might want to have a little go at growing them in your own backyard. Not bad.